Most people think they lack discipline. That's not the real problem, and that misunderstanding is costing them years. There is a quiet frustration that comes up when you are alone. You promise yourself you'll wake up early tomorrow, you'll start again on Monday, and you'll finally stick to it, and then you don't. Not because you are lazy, not because you are stupid, not because you are undisciplined, but there is something deeper that is happening that no one properly explains it. In this video, I'm going to explain this concept in a very detailed way. I'll clearly explain the problem and give you practical solution. And I want to be honest upfront. This video may seem boring to some people, and that's intentional. If you want to test your attention span, try watching this video without scrolling, without multitasking or doing anything else. If you can stay and watch it from start to finish, you'll get massive value out of it. This is not some Instagram reel that you scroll every day. Before I continue, I would like to request you to like my video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's Upgrade Project 101. It really helps YouTube to share this video with other people. Let me start with a moment that might feel uncomfortably familiar. You start something new, a new habit, a new routine, a new goal, or learning a new skill. At first, you are quite motivated and energized. You think this time is different. The first few days goes really well. Then life happens. You wake up tired, the work takes more of your energy, and one tiny misses turns into two, and two turns into a week, and you are back to square one. And then those voices comes inside your brain. Is that like why I can't stay consistent like other people? Why I lack discipline? Why I don't feel the motivation to do the task? Here's the part nobody tells you. Consistency is not a personality trait. It's not something you are born with, and it's not built with motivation. Consistency breaks down when your brain doesn't trust you anymore. I know that might sound strange, so let me explain it slowly. Your brain doesn't care about your goals. It is designed to protect your energy and avoid discomfort. When you make promise and don't keep it, even the small ones, your brain takes a note of it. Not consciously, but quietly. It starts to believe that this person doesn't follow through. Think about it like this. If a friend says to you, I'll be there at 6, but then they were late every time, you would stop believing them. You wouldn't get angry, but you'd stop expecting anything for them. That's what your brain does, the same thing for you. When you say, I'll do it later, I'll start from tomorrow, or this time I'll maintain consistency, and then you don't act, your brain stops taking your intention seriously. That's when maintaining consistency becomes painful. So the real problem is not discipline. The real problem is broken self-trust. You don't lack willpower, you lack evidence, proof that you do what you say you'll do. And without the proof, your brain resists effort. It creates resistance, fatigue, and procrastination. Not because you are weak, but because it has learned a pattern. This is where most advice goes wrong. People tell you to be more disciplined, be more motivated, push harder. But pushing harder doesn't fix broken trust. It's like you are trying to run a marathon with a broken ankle. You don't need to put effort. You need healing. You need to rebuild trust with yourself slowly. Here is the turning point. Consistency isn't built by big promises. It's built by small promises you never break. Small actions, even the boring ones. Actions that are so small that your brain doesn't panic. For example, 5 minutes of studying instead of an hour. 2 pages of reading instead of a chapter. 1 push-up instead of a whole workout. These doesn't look impressive. That's why they work. Every time you complete a small action, something important happens. Your brain updates its model of you. It starts to think this person seems to follow through. Maybe we can trust them again. And that lowers the resistance. And when resistance drops, consistency doesn't feel like a fight. Let me give you a simple analogy. Imagine you are carrying a bag filled with stones. Every broken promise adds a stone. Every skipped commitment add a stone. So at some point, standing up feels very exhausting. But small completed actions remove stones, one at a time. Not flashy, not hasty. This is going to be slow, detailed, and probably boring, and that's intentional because real consistency is boring. It's not flashy, it's not a highlight reel, it's quiet, it's repetitive, and that's why it works. Because the moment when you stop being motivated and start trying to be reliable, everything changes. Here is the practical solution. Do this for the next week. Pick one habit, make it so small that it feels almost pointless. Do it every day at the same time. No upgrades, no exceptions. Your only goal is this: never break the promise, not even once. If you miss a day, don't spiral, don't self attack, just restart smaller. Consistency is not about streaks, it's about rebuilding trust faster than you break it, and that's the secret. Over time, something quite happens. You stop negotiating with yourself, you stop needing motivation. Action becomes normal, and when action becomes normal, progress becomes automatic. And that's when people start calling you disciplined. They don't see the boring part, they only see the result. So if you have been asking, why can't I stay consistent? Now you know the answer. It was never about pushing harder, it was about becoming someone your brain can trust again. Sit with that for a second. No rush, no next video mindset. Let it land. Try to implement it in your life. And if you want to go deeper into this, watch the next video on your screen.